We've seen that prices for goods are determined by a social exchange process. A market is a set of rules of varying degrees of formality in which these exchanges take place. In this segment, we'll explore various types of market structures. The most quotidian structure is posted price, where sellers display the prices of their goods. This posted price will adjust even in very short time frames. For example, petrol station pricing can change multiple times over the course of a day. See your optional reading for a study of such petrol pricing dynamics over 3 years. Pairwise exchange describes the activities in many worldwide markets, where each interaction between buyer and seller determines the price for that specific exchange. At each iteration, a buyer or seller proposes a price, and the counterparty can take it or leave it. Bargaining can be viewed as a series of repeated pairwise interactions. Any posted price in this market is considered a starting point for bargaining. Things get more interesting with various auction structures, which are exemplary price discovery mechanisms. Walras allegedly modeled his tâtonnement, or trial and error, process of price setting after observing commodity exchanges at the Paris Bourse, which has come to be known as the Walrasian auctioneer. We may be most familiar with forward auctions, where one seller accepts bids from multiple buyers for the sale item and chooses the one she likes best. Reverse auctions describe a single buyer who is looking to buy a particular good or set of goods, and multiple sellers submit offers. Double auctions combine forward and backward auctions, and there are many buyers and sellers. Auctions can sell numerous goods together, either homogeneous goods, which are multi-unit auctions, or heterogeneous goods, known as multi-lot or combinatorial auctions. Auctions can be sealed bid, in which buyers don't know what others have bid. The auctioneer could set price as either first price, where the highest bid price wins and pays own bid, or second price, known as a Vickers auction, where the highest bidder wins but pays the second highest bid. There's also open bid auctions, either ascending price, which are known as English auctions, or descending prices, which are known as Dutch auctions. All bids are public at the time they are made. Descending price auctions tend to finish faster, thus are better for perishables rather than artwork. Modern auctions are usually some combination of the above. There are many nuances of auction mechanisms and a good deal of latitude in designing market rules to provide particular incentives or placements of market power. The FCC spectrum is sold via a simultaneous multi-round auction, which is a repeated double sealed bid auction where all bands are offered at the same time, and after each round the winning bids are announced for each band. The cycle then repeats until the highest bid for all bands is obtained, and then the transactions are executed. Electricity markets are often structured as reverse, multi-unit, sealed bid auctions, with either uniform price or discriminatory price auction rules. There is a current debate about which rule set is better. To start the process, an electricity provider, such as a regional transmission organization or RTO, requests a quantity of megawatt hours. Bidders, usually generating companies, submit bids for the number of units to provide and a price per unit. An auctioneer then accepts units from the lowest price bidder first, then the second lowest bidder, and so forth until the requested units are all obtained. For uniform price rules, all winning bidders charge a unit price equal to the highest winning bid receiving units, and for discriminatory price rules, winners charge the unit price they bid. Google sells ad spots via generalized second price auctions, where each slot is ordered according to a click rate, and each buyer submits a bid for a single spot. The highest bidder gets the highest ranked spot but pays the next lowest bid price. The second highest bidder gets the second highest ranked spot and pays the third bidder's price, and so on. Federal Reserve market operations for Treasury securities are conducted as single-price modified Dutch auctions, where bidders submit multiple quantity and yield bids. Bids are arranged from lowest to highest yield and accepted until the Treasury makes its target sale. The final accepted yield, the highest of the accepted bids, is the yield, thus the interest rate for all accepted bids. Game theory is used extensively to describe market mechanisms, and under specific conditions, most auction structures have a predetermined optimal strategy. Agent-based modeling approaches to market design allow for the relaxation of rationality, perfect information, and known value distributions. Examples of markets exploring ABM models are found in both your regular and optional reading lists. Alan Kerman's work on wholesale fish markets are well-known examples of ABMs applied to markets. Studies of fish markets have a long history and of our particular interest in that 1. Fish are a perishable good, so no stocks, which makes analysis easier. There's a high incentive for market clearing the day of the market. Market organization is varied from place to place without apparent reason, and the discreteness of the markets make them observable in detail. In your reading list is a Kerman article on the Marseille fish market conditioned by observed vendor loyalty dynamics. I've mentioned that market mechanisms are essentially price discovery mechanisms. And nowhere is this more true than in the financial world, where the market mechanism is often the only way to assess prices. For commodities, these price discoveries are of particular importance for spot, which are current price on immediate delivery, and future prices, which is the agreed price for a future delivery of commodities. And here, future prices actually determine spot prices. Similarly, for derivatives, financial products whose price depends on an underlying asset or group of assets, the discovered price of the derivative provides information about the prices of the relevant assets. The Philip Murawski paper in your optional reading describes markets in terms of algorithmic structures, essentially the various auction rules we've been talking about, and hints toward an endogenous evolution of markets using computational power, or AI. A final note about markets. Markets essentially describe a two-way exchange where A gives products or services to B in return for the agreed price. But not all transfers of goods or services from A to B need to be compensated, and there is also the possibility for one-way exchange, grant economies in contrast to exchange economies. Families and other close groups, such as firms, usually operate under one-way exchanges, and there is a plethora of anthropological evidence for gift economies consisting of a series of these one-way exchanges. The same anthropological evidence suggests these grants or gifts may ultimately represent open-ended delayed exchanges, or perhaps distributed exchanges where a community member meets the needs of another member with the expectation that someone in the community will in turn meet the original member's needs.